Hello everybody, welcome to the Generic Cappy YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I am Generic Cappy, and today Nintendo announced that they'll be hosting a new General Nintendo Direct on September 14th, 2023 at 7 a.m. PT, 10 a.m. ET. And I figured, like I do with most Nintendo Directs, I just don't really record videos for this. I hope to maybe make this a series, but I will be filling out a bingo card for it. I already did a predictions video for it. It's already up on the channel. I did it with my amazing friend Kate. And many of the items that you'll see on this bingo card will come from that prediction video just because, you know, generally a lot of our predictions were from that video. We put them into the video. But I do have a couple of extra things that I added on to the bingo card, you know, just to maybe add some interest, intrigue, maybe some surprises I will randomly predict through this bingo card. But I'm also doing this as a method just to talk about some of the things that we'll be seeing tomorrow, a little bit more detail, you know, why I chose some things, and you know, just to generally talk about the Nintendo Direct. It's always cool to do some little festivities when Nintendo Direct's about to air. And yeah, so the prediction video, again, as I mentioned, is already up, so make sure to watch that if you want to hear some predictions, you know, see some predictions, you know, in a little more laid back format, I would say. And there is definitely some things that were mentioned in that video that probably won't be mentioned here just because, you know, we only have 25 bingo slots. But yeah, you know, let's just get right into it. I hope to make this a series, as I mentioned earlier. I already filled out this bingo card, as you can see on the side right here, with the items that I would like to, or not like to, what I've already put onto the bingo card. In the future, I would love to live stream this and, you know, do this with, couple other people, you know, including the chat, and you know, just add some bingo items as the you know, for the direct airs. But I couldn't do that today just because, you know, this is the first time I'm ever doing this in a video format. As well as the Nintendo Direct is airing in, as you can probably see right here, the Nintendo Direct is airing in about 12 hours, so it would be kind of difficult to do this and get it up at the same time or in time for the Direct. So I just figured, you know, I'll fill it out this time, and then, you know, gradually reveal what I put on the bingo card, and then next time or sometime in the future when another Nintendo, well, I'm not sure if I'll do this for every Nintendo Direct. You know, I don't know if I'll do this for like a partner Direct, but for like most general Nintendo Directs, I do this. So maybe in the future I can you know, do a live stream of that sort, just talking about some of this stuff. But as I mentioned earlier, let's get right into it. And as usual on a bingo, you know, bingo sheet like this, we usually have some kind of free space. So I put that little free space there, and in the free space, I wanted to add something. You know, I wanted to use all 25 slots, so I added that we will be seeing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Course Pack Wave 6. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. I think a lot of people are predicting that. I'm pretty sure, you know, that's pretty much a lock in my opinion. You know, that's the reason why I put it here, because there's probably like a 1% chance that it's not gonna show up tomorrow. So you know, I'm putting all my, you know, all my marbles into this one being my free slot, because I'm assuming it'll show up. I don't really have many predictions for what will appear in Wave 6, you know, besides the characters. In the predictions video, we did mention that, you know, maybe Diddy Kong will show up, you know, so maybe Diddy Kong and Pauline for the characters. And I'm not really sure what the courses that they'll be adding would be, you know, or like any extra modes or anything. Like sometimes I know they added some extra stuff to the DLC. I think they added like the ability to like choose which items you want to race with. So you know, through like updates for the DLC. So maybe we'll see something new. But I just want to, you know, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pack Wave 6, you know, perfect slot right in the middle. The next, I think, pretty obvious thing that'll show up in this Direct is Super Mario Bros. Wonder. You know, I put it right here because it's kind of cool. You know, again, we just had a Direct for it, so maybe this is a little less, a little less certain than Mario Kart 8 Wave 6, you know, appearing. But I still think Mario Kart, Super Mario Bros. Wonder will appear. Maybe just with like a mention of some sort, but you know, I think we'll at least get that mention. Maybe it'll be a headline of some kind, and you know, they just have a little video play for 30 seconds reminding everybody that's coming out October 20th. Maybe they reveal like a new area or something, maybe they play through a new level, who knows. But yeah, you know, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I didn't mention this, but the Direct will be 40 minutes long, which is a pretty hefty Nintendo Direct. We've had a couple of 40-minute, 50-minute directs, so, that's a lot of space for a lot of new things, or a lot of just things to talk about. Again, another game that's already been announced is the Princess Peach game, the Untitled Princess Peach game. It was revealed in like the middle of the June Direct, alongside a couple of other games. All those games are on this bingo card, so I don't want to talk about them just yet. However, out of all the games that was revealed in the June Direct, I think this will have the biggest coverage, or not maybe the biggest segment of the Nintendo Direct. I think it will get a title and either a release season. As I know, Kate predicted that it would be like late spring, summer. I think like May or June. I predicted it to be March. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe we'll come out in the middle, like April. But I do think we'll at least get the name of it, and then maybe the release date, release season, or at least sometime, like some release timing of some sort. If it's not a full date, a season or a month, like they did with Kirby in 2021. So again, I think we'll see some Peach in the Peach game in the Nintendo Direct tomorrow. So I decided to add it. And then I have the game that it was announced with, being Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon enhanced port for the Nintendo Switch. I added it just like, this is the only really cool picture I could find of it on the internet. Obviously there's other cool pictures of it, but I wanted to add this one. So it's like sticking out a little bit, the poltergeist is like, it's like leaving the bingo card. I think that was kind of cool. I don't think this game will be like we'll see too much of it unless they're adding something new to it. Just because, that'd be kind of weird. Just to show the game off again. I mean, depending on how it looks, maybe they might want to, give it a little more shine in the Direct. But we'll definitely see it. It'll probably get a release date. Maybe if they're changing the title of to like Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon or Luigi's Mansion something. Maybe just Luigi's Mansion 2 to make it, Luigi's Mansion 2 everywhere. Maybe we'll get that, but I don't think we'll see too much of it. Besides it getting a release date and maybe a new mode or something. I think this will be like a headline. I mean, if I'm looking at everything here, I think Mario Kart will be a headline. Super Mario Bros. Wonder will be a headline. Luigi's Mansion will be a headline, and then Peach actually might be a segment. I think I said it in the predictions video that I think Peach would be a like in the middle of the Direct. I'm kind of standing by that. I think Peach will get, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of airtime. I don't know if that's the right word, but a lot of it'll take up a good amount of the Direct in the middle, just so you can really know what the Peach game's about. And I think out of everything that we know so far, that's like bound to release on the Nintendo Switch, that's already been announced. I think Peach and maybe one other game. We'll get to that game. We'll be getting another trailer in this Direct. So. Yeah. And then the second last game that was announced in the Direct in June, that was like Mario related, Mario character related, was WarioWare Move It. I think we'll get a mention of it. It was already a headline in the last Direct, so I don't think it would get like a segment or anything. They'll probably just mention it again, remind everyone that it's coming out on November 3rd, I believe. I believe it's November 3rd. So, it'd be pretty cool just to get a review. Maybe they'll do another skit of some sort, just to, show off what WarioWare Move It's really about. But I think besides that, I don't think we'll see too much of it. In the future, Nintendo does like doing like smaller little trailers that release like later on, right before the game releases. I can see WarioWare probably getting one of those, just to like reveal some of the micro games and stuff like that. But I don't think we'll see too much of it in this Direct, just because it's kind of also hard to show, especially when it's like a motion game. That's like pretty difficult to show in Nintendo Direct without having a direct camera feed of like the person in the real world playing it and the characters interacting on the screen. So I think we'll get a mention, but not probably much more than that. And then, as I alluded to earlier, I do think that we will see Super Mario RPG Remake. I think we'll see it. I don't know if you'll get a trailer. I think it's just going to be a headline where they just bring up, Super Mario RPG Remake is getting remade. Once again, they already announced it, but, that, and then maybe they reveal something new that's coming to the game. Maybe if there's nothing new, maybe it's, just a simple mention. I could honestly see them doing something similar to what they did in June, where they have, where they have Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Super Mario RPG, WarioWare, and Luigi's Mansion just all in one segment, and they just mention them all if they're not really going to show too much from each of them. Though I think Luigi's Mansion out of all those probably will get, will be its own headline just because I think it needs to get a release date. Maybe if it doesn't get a release date, maybe it's not coming out in the first half of the next year. But yeah, I think we'll see some Super Mario RPG. I'm not really sure how much of it we'll see. In the prediction video, I think I mentioned that I think that'll be a headline. I kept getting mixed up between a headline and segment, so I think it'll be a headline on the direct. But I don't think it'll be like too much. I don't think we'll see too much of it. So we're gonna get to our first DLC in a bit. I forgot I had these two. I did include a couple of third-party options on this bingo card. I didn't want to make it all first-party stuff because obviously majority of Nintendo Directs are not first-party. So I just wanted to include a couple of third-party stuff. Usually when I do these bingo cards, I usually am a little more vague with third-party stuff. Like sometimes I would include major third-party or major indie coming to Nintendo Switch. This time I just included three just choices. I think two of them are pretty obvious, and then the indie probably won't happen. If you've seen my other bingo cards or just my other predictions, I didn't even predict it in this one because I don't think it's actually going to happen. But if you see my other bingo cards, I think I've included that indie a couple of times. So, we probably are familiar with it. But I do think we'll see Professor Layton and the new, World of Steam. I think that's what the name of it is. Yeah, New World of Steam, which is very cool. It's a very cool title. That might be a different title. I'm not really sure. But the new Professor Layton game that was revealed in the February 2023 Nintendo Direct, I think we'll see it here. We haven't seen anything of it. I think they showed some concept art at one of the expos recently. But we haven't seen actual gameplay of it, I don't think. So it'd be kind of cool to see it. It's definitely not coming out this year, so they don't have to show too much of it. But remember, what you have to always remember with these I got the September and November mixed up because Nintendo Direct. But what is it? Yes, what you have to remember always with the September Directs is they always precede Tokyo Game Show. So they always have announcements that'll be at Tokyo Game Show. Obviously, not everything that they show off will be a Tokyo Game Show, but there's always some announcements and games that they show up here just because it's going to be playable, or they're going to have a trailer or some sort at Tokyo Game Show. So it's always cool to have always think about that when you're predicting stuff for the September Direct. Now, obviously, we got Professor Layton. There was another game that was announced exactly right before Professor Layton in the February Direct, and that was Fantasy Life 2. Maybe I can get a little bit a bigger title. Okay, so Fantasy Life I, the Girl Who Steals Time. Very cool title. Again, I think out of all the indies, all the third parties that could show up, these two are pretty likely, and I thought they would be the most exciting ones to choose. Obviously, I probably chose I think Mortal Kombat 1 might show up as well, but I just wanted to mention these just because, they're level 5. Level 5 is returning to the West. And I thought it was just pretty cool just to bring up those again. Now, I will talk about the one indie that I had. I believe this is it. That is not it. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. That is it. Okay, so Hollow Knight Silk Song. I wanted to include an indie. Obviously, there's a bunch of other indies I could have chosen. Kate predicted that we would see Stray in the Direct, but I just chose Hollow Knight. We haven't seen Hollow Knight in a long time. everyone's always asking about Hollow Knight, so I figured, maybe this is the time for it. I know there's a lot of speculation that maybe Microsoft now has the deal to, to show off trailers for Hollow Knight, but, still be kind of cool to see Hollow Knight pop up in this direct. Honestly, I don't know if it would be a headline or a segment. They might actually, if it is a full-on reveal of Hollow Knight, just because of how big Hollow Knight is as an indie, I could see them, giving it, a lot more spotlight in this direct. But yeah, that is all the third party and indie stuff I have on the bingo card. Normally I would include like 2 more. I was thinking about including games like Sonic Superstars or the Batman Arkham collection. I'm not sure it's the trilogy. I think it's the trilogy. But that the collection, I thought maybe including that, or maybe Metal Gear, the Metal Gear collection, the first collection. I'm not sure if they've even announced the second collection, but that collection. But those were announced in the last Nintendo Direct, and I don't really know if they'll show up in this one. And I wanted just to be a little more specific with these, with at least the third-party stuff. As you'll see in a little bit, I did not go too specific with the first-party stuff, just because, for first-party, there's a lot of different options, and a lot of different things you can talk about in terms of that. So I just figured, let me be a little less restrictive with the first parties. So I have 2 bingo slots for DLCs. Well, 3, I guess, because it includes Mario Kart. But I have 2 specific DLC bingo slots that, may not be marked off during this direct. And one of them is for Splatoon 3 expansion pass side order. I think it is kind of likely we'll see it here, especially if it is coming out this year. I know there's a chance it might not, because I know on the eShop it still says 2024. So, maybe we won't see it. I think we still will. Kate thought that this would be the opener. I think it will get some a spotlight, but I don't know if it will be the opener. Maybe it'll just be closer to the middle. Normally they have a couple of spotlights throughout the direct, so I could definitely see side order being one of them. I believe it was a spotlight also in February, so it'd be kind of cool just to see it show up, and we can finally find out what it's fully about. Maybe we get some gameplay from the DLC, everything like that, within the new Splatoon 2 Inkopolis. I'm not sure if that was called in Splatoon 2, but based on the what we've seen of it so far, it looks like that's going to be like the what would have happened if the order side of Splatfest, for the final Splatfest, Splatoon 2 had won. So I don't know. I also don't know how in depth it will go into that. It could be a full new expansion to the story. I think it'll be kind of cool. But for now, obviously, there's a lot of different things that they could show off in this trailer for Splatoon 3 side order. So I'm just predicting it'll be there. And if I had to offer a date, I think it'll be out in November. I was thinking earlier that would maybe be out with the direct as like a shadow drop. And me and Kate, I think, joked around about it a little bit, but I think that it will be out in November. Nintendo does have a pretty packed slate going into the next couple months, so it might get released the same week as another game, which would be kind of crazy, but we shall see. We shall see about that. The other DLC selection I had was a selection of 3, and that is what I called DLC galore. I think we'll see more DLCs than just the booster course pass for Wave 6 and side order. So I figured, I'm going to add 3 DLCs here. I normally do these bingo cards based on points, just how much I get. Obviously, I don't, because I usually just put all of the, everything just like a different, in non-specific spots. I just put it on just to, see, or just to add it on to the bingo card. But I added DLC galore. I think I'm going to mark this one off as half if we get at least 2 new DLCs for any of the games, or if we get Pokemon, or if we get a trailer for the Indigo Disc, or a mention of the Teal Mask, since the Teal Mask is already out. But if we get a mention of like the Indigo Disc, I will mark that off and we get one new DLC. But I think maybe there's a chance we get Mario Party DLC. I think there's a chance we get Pikmin 4 DLC, and I think there's a chance we hear about the Indigo Disc or Teal Mask again in this direct. So we'll see about that. Again, I wanted to add some pretty reasonable options, but going forward from here, we kind of, start entering an area where it's not very, it was a lot of it's just like, stuff I would want to see. But I believe we have maybe 2 or 3 more things that, are pretty grounded. And one of them is Nintendo Switch Online. There's not much to really say about it. I think we'll see some new NSO games. They haven't released Mario Party 3 and I believe 1080 Snowboarding yet. So, there's still some games they have to release. But I could see them, maybe announcing some Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance games, Game Boy Color games. And then maybe 1 or 2 N64 games, just add NSO. Maybe if there is a DLC revealed for maybe Mario Party or Pikmin, maybe even Side Order. I don't think they'll add Side Order just because it's already been up for pre-order for so long. Normally if they were to do that, they would have added it, at that moment, just so people wouldn't be pre-ordering it, or wouldn't have to pre-order it. So, but I think maybe if they do announce one DLC here, I think if they announce Mario Party, I think it goes in. I don't know if they announce Pikmin DLC, I don't know if that would go in. But that's just examples of DLC. And now we're kind of getting into things, as I mentioned, that aren't really necessarily pretty close to being guaranteed. And the first one, I'm just gonna go in order now, just based on this list right here that I had. Kid Icarus. Again, I would love to see a new Kid Icarus game, or just a port of Kid Icarus Uprising to the Nintendo Switch. I don't think it will happen, but I just wanted to add it on. In the prediction video, I talked about it being the middle or even the end of the direct. I don't think if it's in the direct, I don't think it ends the direct. I don't think it's the one last thing, but I do think, there's still a chance one day we'll see something in the Kid Icarus series again. Maybe this direct is the day, who knows? We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. The next item is another game that I would just love to personally see. This one is a lot more just, based on something I would want to see instead of something that's really popular out there. Or not really popular, but a popular thing that you put on your bingo card. And that's just a new Captain Toad game. It'd be really cool to see another Captain Toad game. I'm not really sure how well they've sold on the Wii U, 3DS, and the Switch. So maybe it's just not feasible for Nintendo, or they don't get back the money that they put into making these games. So, but I think one day again, like Kid Icarus, we will see a new Captain Toad game. And Captain Toad keeps popping up in other, Mario games. He's gonna be in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, so that's very exciting. But for now, I guess we will have to wait and see if we see Captain Toad get another game in the near future. And then we have Donkey Kong. I know that, and obviously I'm not going to go too much into it, but I know there's been a lot of speculation based on some leaks out there that Donkey Kong will be getting a new game, but it's not really going to be a Donkey Kong game. This is one of the first, I guess, examples that I'm just being pretty generic. I'm just saying Donkey Kong will appear in a new game. Or not even a new game, just will appear in the direct at some point. Maybe even in the Mario Kart trailer. I won't mark it off if he just appears in the Mario Kart trailer, but if we get a game and Donkey Kong is in the title, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe it's Donkey Kong 64 that they're adding to NSO, or maybe it will be, a new 3D game, maybe a new 2D platformer. I know the rumor right now is that it's going to be a Mario vs. Donkey Kong game, which is totally cool. I would love to play. I think I played one of them on the not 3DS, but the DS. I think maybe if it was on the DSi store, I think it's called DSiWare store, I think. But if it was on the store, I think that's the one I got and was able to play. So it'd be kind of cool to see a new Donkey Kong or Mario vs. Donkey Kong, but I know everyone would probably want a new 3D Donkey Kong, and I guess we'll see if that happens. Out of everything I've said so far, you know, with Captain Toad and Kid Icarus, Donkey Kong is probably the most likely, so maybe I should have started Donkey Kong when I started, you know, this little section. But we're gonna go into another game that has been rumored in recent days, and that is F-Zero. Again, I included it in a pretty generic way because I didn't really want to say if it's gonna be a remaster of F-Zero GX. You know, similar to what we've been seeing a lot more with just GameCube games in general getting remasters, like Metroid Prime 1 remastered and the Pikmin 1 and 2 games. I think it's possible, but I also know there's a chance that it's going to be an F-Zero 99 game. Now, that's not to say that if we get one of these games, the other one won't also appear. Like, if we get a Mario vs. Donkey Kong game, that doesn't mean a 3D Donkey Kong game won't appear in the Nintendo Direct. Same thing with F-Zero. If we get an F-Zero 99 game, that doesn't mean that F-Zero GX won't appear in the Nintendo Direct. But I just wanted to mention that, you know, be kind of cool. Next up is Fire Emblem. Again, something very generic. I know the rumor is that it's going to be a Fire Emblem 4 remake. Pretty cool. Again, I know this one's been rumored for a very long time, so that's why I added it here. Obviously, the last September Nintendo Direct also opened with Fire Emblem Engage. So, you know, I figured, you see Fire Emblem here, probably opens the Direct. That'd be kind of cool. But that's all I really have to say about that. I don't think it'll be a new Fire Emblem game. I think it's going to be Fire Emblem 4 remake. But just in case, you know, maybe by chance they have a new Fire Emblem game that's finished. I just wanted to add that. So, we have F-Zero again. I made a mistake. Let me fix that, because that's not right. Okay. So, I fixed it. This wasn't what I originally wanted to... it's not what I really imagined putting here. But, you know, I thought about it for a little bit. I think Marvel Ultimate Alliance 4 has a chance of showing up in this Direct. Again, this is another personal choice. I don't think it sold well enough to maybe warrant the 4th game in the series. But again, I think that'd be kind of cool. You know, I liked Marvel Alliance 3 a good amount. So I think it'd be kind of cool. I think they've left some teases in that game that tease towards a possible new game. But that game did also come out 4 years ago. More than 4 years ago at this point, so I don't know if they're working on it. It would be kind of cool. That would be like a pretty cool, you know, smaller Nintendo Direct reveal. But we will see. I'm not really sure what that really will. I'm not really sure how likely that is at all. But you know, that's what Nintendo Direct's about. That's what Nintendo Direct predictions are about. You know, we can say whatever we want from Nintendo. You know, the release on Nintendo Switch, and maybe we'll get it one day. But the next game is, you know, we're going a little more grounded again, and that will be Metroid Prime. I think it'll be kind of cool to see Metroid Prime. I'm not talking... I included this one to be a little more generic again, because obviously there's a chance we won't see Metroid Prime 4. That might be a big chance that we don't see Metroid Prime 4. But I think we will at least see Metroid Prime 2 or 3 remastered. If not both of them. I think it would be I think it would be cool if there were a collection. And maybe, you know, we didn't get one released, one Metroid Prime 2 or 3 released in the June Direct. So, you know, maybe they were working a little bit extra on it after seeing how well the first game did, both critically, and I think it did well sales-wise. So I think that'd be kind of cool. I know the rumor right now is that they are like normal remasters, like the Metroid Prime 1 remaster from the beginning of the year. Some people would have called that maybe a remake of some sort, you know, a lower scale remake, but a very well done remaster. And I apologize for that. But I think, you know, maybe they put a little extra time into Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime 2 and 3. So maybe we'll see Metroid Prime 2, maybe Metroid Prime 3, maybe a collection. But I also believe that, as I mentioned in the predictions video, I think that if we see either one of them here, Metroid Prime 2, 3, or both of them, I think we have to see Metroid Prime 4. You know, this would have been third, technically the fourth Metroid game. Right? Yeah, that'll be like the third and fourth. So yeah, if we get both of them here, this will be the fourth Metroid game. Oh no, the fourth and fifth Metroid game, because we got Samus Returns, we got Metroid Dread, we got the remaster for Prime 1. If we get Prime 2 or 3 or both, that'd be the fourth and fifth game since Metroid Prime 4 was announced and released. I mean, not released, but since it was announced, that has released before it. So I think we would have to hear about it. I mean, I don't really know if they can not show it if they're going to talk about it. And that's what makes me a little worried that they're not just going to show it at all, because, you know, if they're not ready to talk about it at all, you know, maybe they won't show Metroid Prime 2 or 3 or both. But we'll just have to see. I think if it is there, me and Kate agreed that it would more than definitely probably be the closer, whatever direct it shows up in. So we'll just have to wait until Nintendo Direct to see the end of Nintendo Direct to see exactly if it is real and it is appearing in Nintendo Direct. Alongside maybe Metroid Prime 2 and 3. Another grounded prediction, though there's no rumors for it really, or, you know, really insight into just that, besides it just being, we might see a new Kirby game, it might be an eShop game, but I don't, because, I mean, they technically have Kirby Epic Yarn that they could port, you know, the 3DS game. Maybe they could have worked on 3DS game a little bit and ported at Kirby Extra Epic Yarn, I think it was called. So maybe, but I think if we do see a Kirby game here, it'll probably be an eShop game of some sort. And yeah, you know, I don't think it'll be a new game or like a new full-fledged game. Like, I don't think it'll be a new 2D side-scroller or a new 3D game. So it's either like a remaster, remake, or maybe just like eShop game. You know, maybe another Kirby Fighters, for example. So we have 5 more slots to fill out, and I'm just gonna go pretty quick through them, just because, you know, we don't really have any information on most of these. Mario Sluggers, you know, it'd be really cool. You know, we got Waluigi. I had to put Waluigi on this bingo cards at some point, but we got Waluigi from Mario Sluggers. I think it'd be kind of cool for Waluigi to appear, and not Waluigi, for Mario Sluggers to be announced. Though that does seem like a more February Nintendo Direct reveal, so we might have to wait a little bit longer for that, because that normally the sports games released during the summer. So yeah, we might have to wait a little bit longer to see Mario Sluggers, but we will have to see about that. Next is Tomodachi Life 2, or Tomodachi Life Port, and something in the Tomodachi Life series. Again, this one is a lot more out there. We just went from Mario Sluggers, that's fairly possible, to Tomodachi Life, which to some people is very possible, to some others it's not possible at all. So we'll just have to wait and see. You know, will Tomodachi Life be revealed? Who knows? Again, this could be like an early next year reveal as well. This direct will focus on winter games, so that includes pretty much, I think from Nintendo's terminology, winter will be from October to March. And they said mostly winter games, so we'll more than definitely see at least 1 or 2 games that fall out of that range, and maybe Tomodachi Life is one of them. On this list, I think Peach and Luigi's Mansion do come out in the first half, and then I think maybe Layton as well. So I mean, I don't think I've really talked about a game yet. Well, besides the ones that like have not been officially announced yet, that could release before the end of the year. I mean, yeah, I don't think I've talked about a game yet besides the ones that just haven't been announced yet that is gonna more than likely release before the end of the winter, which is really cool. Then we have Star Fox again. You know, just a little more outlandish. This could include, you know, Star Fox Zero port of some kind, though that game would probably take a little more extra dev time to, you know, figure out how to make that work on the Switch. But new Star Fox game, maybe Star Fox Assault, I believe, from the GameCube. I think that's what it was called. Yeah, I think that's what it was called. Star Fox Assault from the GameCube. Again, we have been getting a lot of remasters recently, so that'd be kind of cool. But who knows? I guess we could also get Kirby air ride. That'd be kind of cool. With the Kirby thing, but the last two ones we're just gonna do at the same time because they're both probably fairly unlikely, and that is both Punch-Out, a new Punch-Out game. I don't think they would port the Wii U one. I think if they were to do another Punch-Out game, it would be a new one. And then a new 2D Zelda, represented by the Link's Awakening Link from the remake. Again, that's probably kind of unlikely just because Tears of the Kingdom just released. So, and I don't think we're going to get any Tears of the Kingdom DLC. So, you know, maybe, but I also don't think we're going to see Twilight Princess or Wind Waker. So, the one thing for Zelda, I wanted to include one thing for Zelda. I could have maybe included the Amiibos, but I think we will add, if there's anything, I think it'd be a 2D Zelda game. But yeah, that is my entire bingo card. I'm glad I was able to add a little bit of dialogue to a little bit to these things I've put on the bingo card. You know, each choice for each box. This bingo template was made by Fran Darkstar, which is, you know, I'm very thankful to them. They make one for every single. Well, I think I'm not really sure how it works, but I usually see this come up on every single Nintendo Direct announcement, like when it's happened. Like I usually see this bingo card format, so I think they're either redoing it, you know, just to match. Obviously, I added the date to this one, or maybe they're just like reposting it because it is a really cool design for the bingo card. And this is the bingo card I usually use, which is very cool. But that is all I have for you all today. You know, again, as I mentioned in the predictions, I will be reacting to the Direct live tomorrow. Well, not live. I will be reacting to it as it happens, and then I'll upload a video as soon as possible after it. But yeah, that is all I have for you all again. So I hope you all enjoyed this bingo. It will be up on my social medias after this video goes up. But yeah, until next time, make sure to make sure happy because I'm generic happy. I hope you all are very excited for the Direct, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.